de-design na tayo ng shear reinforcement. So, when we say shear, this is a force, di ba? Na pinag-aralan na natin nung tayo ay nasa mechanics. This is a force, parallel to the cross-section of an element, na matatawag din nating nagke-create ng failure, gaya ng pagkahati, pagkahiwa, or a failure that is parallel to the cross-sectional area. So, shear force. Okay? So, shear force yung kailangan natin at the same time para makita natin yung shear failure sa beams. So, sabi dito, sa reinforced concrete, the objective of today's reinforced concrete designer is to produce ductile members that provide warning of impending failure. When we say ductile, may kinalaman to sa strength, ng members, na, again, gusto natin under-reinforce. Nagbibigay to ng warning, under-reinforce yun. So, to achieve this goal, the code provides design shear values that have larger safety factors against shear failures than those provided for bending failures. Yung ginawa natin sa first topics natin, yung sa design ng beams natin, ay moment, tama po ba? So, bending ang majority or priority natin doon to design the main bars. So, mag-resist ng bending. So, dito, meron tayong consideration naman sa shear. Papalabasin natin na although itong bending ay talagang malakihan ang buhat nito, pero again, shear failures, masasabi natin na doon pa lang sana ay nag-war na siya or mas malakas yung chance na dito sa shear pa lang ay mag-fail na siya. So, the failure of reinforced concrete beams in shear are quite different from their failures in bending. Kasi shear failures occur suddenly with little or no advance warning. Kasi may kinalaman ito doon sa failure sa support. Okay? So, kapag daw nag-fail ang shear or nag-fail sa shear ang beam, wala tong advance warning, unlike the bending. Ito, pag bending kasi magbe-bend muna, di ba? Bago siya maputol. So, under-reinforced. But this shear failure ay medyo delikado. So, therefore, beams are designed to fail in bending under loads that are appreciably smaller than those would cause shear failure. So, kung pagsasamahin natin silang dalawa, itong shear yung priority. So, as a result, those members will fail ductilely. So, they may crack and sag a great deal if overloaded, but they will not fall apart. Okay? As they might if shear failures were possible. So, yun din yung context yung aim natin dito sa shear and diagonal tension. As we go on, makikita nyo kung bakit. So, ganito yung example ng failure sa shear. Okay? As you can see here, may support. Okay? May support tayo dito. Sabihin na natin simply supported support. Yung reaction dito, okay, ay nakukuha natin yan using mechanics theory, di ba? So, if simply supported like this, okay, drawing tayo, okay, may beam tayo, simply supported, okay, tapos we have a direct load, halimbawa, habang bumibigat yung load P, nangunguha tayo ng reaction dito, okay, that is PL divided by 2, right? This is the length. So, habang lumalaki ito, lumalaki din yung reaction dito. Hati sila. So, ganun yung understanding natin. So, habang pabigat na pabigat to, may tendency mula sa support, from the face of the support, yan yung sabi ng code, ay magkaroon ng diagonal tension or diagonal failure. So, yan yung shear failure na sinasabi natin. So, ibig sabihin, bago pa man din tayo maging fail sa bending, ay nauna na muna nag-fail yung yan yung appreciably yung sinasabi niya dito na makikita mo na mas nag-govern yung shear failures kaysa sa bending. Okay? Although most of the time ang loads na binabanggit diyan ay yung malalakas na loads like lindol, ganun, yung biglaang impact. Okay? So may kinalaman yun dito sa diagonal na to. So mapapansin nyo, ganito yung nangyayari. Yan, diagonal dyan siya. Nagkikreate siya ng ganyang mga failures from the support. So, ibig sabihin, ang main objective natin dito sa bending natin, ay sa design of shear natin, ay makakuha tayo ng critical na load or critical na shear. shear force. So, go on. We'll discuss that. So, from the concept, shears, okay, shear stress. Okay, ito yung ating shear stress, diba? From the mechanics that time, MEC3, VQ over IB, diba? So, ang understanding natin kasi dun sa shear, cross-section, diba? May mga shear fibers dyan, shear forces, okay, na nagpo-flow dyan, shear flow, kumbaga, dyan sa area, okay, no? Parallel to that area, caused by the load. So, from that principle, meron tayong diagonal tension failure, which is the most critical dito sa ating beam. These cracks grow both in width and length and bends in a diagonal direction as it moves to the upper part of the beam towards the loading point. Okay? So, base dyan, naka-create yung ating designers ng way to solve this problem. So, meron tayong sinabi sa NSCP 2015 section 409.4.3.2, which is the factored shear. So, when we say shear, ang symbol niya po ay V. Okay? Kung sa moment M, diba? Dito naman ay shear. So, kung meron tayong MN, meron tayong VN. Meron tayong MU, meron tayong VU. So, ganun din yung concept. Maglalagay tayo ng reduction. Then, reduction para maging ultimate load. So, VU is the ultimate. At the support shall be permitted to be calculated at the face of the support. So, if this is the support, okay, lagi ang sukatan ay magsisimula sa face of the support, not on the center. Okay? So, the section between the face of the support and the critical section located D. When I say D, is effective depth. Okay? The effective depth of the beam. Okay? So, from the face of the support, for non-pre-stress. Ito yung mga reinforced beam, no? Non-pre-stress. And H over 2 from the face of the support for pre-stressed beam. So, wala pa naman tayo sa pre-stress, no? So, dito lang tayo sa, okay, non-pre-stress. That shall be permitted to be designed for VU. Okay, hanapin mo talaga yan, yung VU na yan. Kakalculate mo siya most of the time. So, at the critical section, if A through C are satisfied. So, pag na-satisfied natin itong tatlong to. So, ibig sabihin daw, VU yung magiging critical, okay, na shear kapag na-satisfy yung tatlo. Pero pag hindi, ibig sabihin, reaction sa mismong support yung magiging VU mo. Nagets natin? So, tingnan natin mabuti. Letter A, support reaction in direction of applied shear introduces compression into the end region of the beam. Okay? So, okay naman tayo dyan. Laging nangyayari yan, no? Okay? In the direction of applied shear. So, kung pababa yung applied shear, okay, yung support reaction natin ay along the direction of applied shear. So, okay nangyayari lagi yan. So, but this one, loads are applied or at or near the top surface of the beam. Okay tayo dyan. Okay? Lagi naman yan, laging nag-apply tayo dito. Okay? Ng load sa taas, no, ng beam. But itong letter C ay bihira mangyari. So, sabi niya, no concentrated load occurs between the face of the support and the critical section. Okay? Ibig sabihin yan, kung ang sukat mula sa face of the support ay effective depth, ayan, ito, yan, effective depth, andun yung VU. Okay? Nandun. Ibig sabihin, yan yung force doon, yung VU. Okay? Di ba may reaction tayo dito sa support? Okay? Katulad nito, ganun din dito. May reaction tayo sa support. Tama? Kung simply supported, that is R. So, magsimula ka magsukat ng effective depth, papunta dyan, ito yung VU mo ngayon. Okay? So, that is your VU. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, wala dapat daw load directly or direct load dito sa gitna nilang dalawa. Pwedeng hanggang dito, wala din dyan. Kung tatama mismo doon sa point of D. Pero pag nasa labas na siya, okay tayo dyan. So, ibig sabihin, ano yung sinasabing okay? Kapag ang load mo ay ito, nasa loob, nasa boundary, hindi magte-take effect itong VU mo. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kapag ito yung nangyari, ang VU mo is equal to R or the reaction na nakuha natin sa beam. So, again, dapat sanay ka manguha ng reactions. Tama dapat yung reactions. Okay? Diyan pa lang tayo dapat nagiging, dapat mahusay tayo manguha ng reactions. Because that is the design. Yan ang panggagalingan ng VU. So, kung hindi naman, at nasunod naman po lahat yan, okay tayo sa tatlo. Sabihin, walang loads dito ha. Direct load lang po ito kung concentrated load. Hindi uniform load. Ibig sabihin, pag uniform load, okay tayo dyan. Okay itong tatlo. So, now, Halimbawa, we have here, simply supported, tapos may uniform load siya. Tapos bukod doon, meron ka pang concentrated load. Doon tumapat pa sa gitna ng reaction at yung VU. Phase of the support and the VU. Ibig sabihin, hindi na-satisfy yung tatlo. Ibig sabihin, VU is equal to R. That's natin. Unless, iusog mo yung load dito sa labas. Okay tayo dyan. VU is still at effective depth. At effective depth. Okay? Okay na. So, sa samples, okay, makikita natin. So, yan lang naman yung tatlo na yan na i-consider mo sa location of critical section. Okay, so, madali lang manguha ng VU mamaya kung sakaling meron ka ng R, no? Puputulin lang natin yan dito, tapos hanapin mo kung yung shear dyan. Kagaya nung ginagawa natin sa moment equation. Pinuputol natin yung beam, tapos nanguha tayo ng moment doon. But this time, V naman ang uuuli natin. VU naman. Okay? So, again, kapag actual load na yung kinocompute po natin, ibig sabihin, factored load na yung binubuhat niya. Factored na po yung mga uniform load, direct load. Ibig sabihin, VU na siyang dati. Hindi ko na kailangang mag-times ng reduction factor kasi actual load na yung kinukuha mo, papunta ka ng design. No? Pero kapag galing ka ng design, galing ka, ang tawag natin doon, analysis, merong binigay sa atin na mga ganyan, cross-section, papunta ka naman ng capacity. Papunta ka ng capacity. So, ibig sabihin, papunta ka ng strength, ng shear. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang nakukuha mo muna ay nominal. Okay? Tapos, ita-times mo lang reduction factor para maging VU. Ganun po yun. So, ganun lang din. Parang sa moment. Ano po? So, yun po yung mga critical section. Ano po? Kailangan dun sa from phase of the support to the effective depth. So, now, yun yung papasok ngayon dito yung tinatawag nating stirrups. Okay? So, yung tinatawag nating stirrups, o yun yung lateral, the reinforcement or shear reinforcement, pwede rin siya tawaging shear reinforcement. Okay? Pwede rin siyang tawaging vertical reinforcement. Okay? So, kung yung unang topic natin ay dinedesign natin to, yung ating longitudinal reinforcement. Yan po yan. Okay, main bars. Meron tayo sa taas, meron sa baba, di ba? So, ngayon, dahil ang shear ay paganito, so, kailangan niyang i-resist ng mga bakal na patayo. Ganun po yung purpose niyan. Kaya may stirrups. Okay? Hindi lang para itali yung mga reinforcing, longitudinal reinforcement, kundi may purpose talaga siya is to resist the shears. Kaya mapapansin nyo, pagdating sa dulo, medyo masinsin yung ating mga stirrups. Yung lapit-lapit, no? Yung spacing, mahalaga yan sa design. Okay? Kaya pala ang lapit-lapit nito, tapos pagdating sa gitna, medyo lumuluwag. Ayan, lumuluwag, pansin nyo? Okay, dito masinsin, no? Okay, may istorya yan. And that is because of the shear diagram. Okay? Yung shear diagram may kanalaman dyan. So, as we go on. Okay? So, yan po yung tawag ng stirrups. Okay, para po to resist shear forces or shear failures. Let's go! Let the music play. It's time to celebrate.